What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Mateo Family Vibes. And in this video, guys, I'm going to answer the question that I think I got over 100 comments on. What is it that I do for a living? How is it that I'm able to work online? Or what is it that I do online to be able to afford living here in a different country from the US? Because you saw in the previous video, I shared the story of how I sold everything and essentially moved to a different country. So a lot of questions came out of that particular video. Over 700 comments came out of that video. Absolutely insane, guys. Like, honestly, we were like completely shocked and just could not believe at all that video has gotten like 31,000 views in 3 days and over 700 comments. Like, absolutely insane. We feel so grateful for you guys to enjoy that video, and honestly, that video has allowed us to get monetized on YouTube. So thank you so much to everyone who watched the video or shared the video or commented on the video. It meant so much to us because honestly, this whole YouTube thing is something we've never, tried before like this. We got a calling to just start documenting our lives here after moving here and kind of settling down, and just to kind of share with everyone our kind of experience of what it's like moving to a different country. And honestly, I thought that it was going to take at least, I don't know, a year or something to get monetized or something, but that one video, I mean, literally got us there. We got over 1,000 subscribers now and over the 4,000 watch hour. It's honestly mind-blowing to me that one video did that. That's amazing. So thank you guys so much. We are completely blessed and humbled for you guys watching that video, and most importantly, commenting on the video. Listen, I've never experienced anything like 700 comments. And granted, most of them were fantastic comments and stuff like that. And we thank you for commenting on the video. Thank you for all the well wishes, the welcomes. Thank you for all of that, honestly. Again, kind of proves it to show why we moved here. The Filipino people are so welcoming and just so amazing, which is, again, one of the reasons why we decided to move here. Reading through all those comments and replying to all those comments. We replied to all of the comments, all 700 of them we've replied to. It felt overwhelming first and kind of just mind blown to even think the fact that all these people were commenting, and it's just, I don't know, it was very overwhelming, very humbling, first of all. And so, I mean, honestly, all the glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing this to even happen, to be honest, because, we moved here 3 years ago, and honestly, we're just following our calling, our faith from God. And so we got that internal feeling at the beginning of the year, hey, you should do a YouTube channel, you should share kind of your experience and kind of like what's happening in your life, documenting it. Not only, like I said, for our daughter, when she gets older, she could watch these videos, but just for everybody else who's, in America or even in the Philippines that are, kind of just wondering what is it like as a foreigner to live in a different country. So thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for sharing the content, and most importantly, for commenting and viewing that particular video. Let's get into probably the most asked question is, what do I do for a living? How am I able to essentially afford living in a different country just solely off of online off of online money or whatever, online income. So a couple of things to know first is the fact that there's a lot of people that were commenting in the previous video that said that we just blindly moved to the Philippines and sold everything. We did not blindly move to the Philippines and sold everything. Everything was planned. And real quick, by the way, I mean, you can't really see it, but man, that sunset's very nice today. But we did not blindly move to the Philippines. Okay, everything was planned, first of all. And everything didn't just sell overnight. It took some time. It took a couple months to sell everything. So I actually had, we moved here first initially, and then I had to go back to America to finish off selling the rest of the stuff and actually move the little things that I wanted to keep and put it into storage or whatnot. So I actually have a video from like a couple years ago when that happened, and I'll show it to you here now so you can see what I'm talking about. So the reality of moving to a different country. What does it look like? Well, it kind of looks like this. Everything is simply a mess. And you kind of just feel lost for a second, and you're just trying to figure out where stuff is gonna go, what stuff you're gonna keep, what stuff you're gonna give away, what stuff's gonna go to storage. So yeah, so moving over to a different country, definitely not the easiest thing to do, definitely very stressful, but it's going to all, at the end of the day, it's all going to work out how it should be. And it may be stressful now, it may suck right now, but I know that the better quality of life that I'm going to have is tremendous, and it's going to be well worth the risk of this, literally this. I have five more days before I leave this country for good. I've actually already been living outside of the country for some time, but I've unfortunately had to come back and forth, and now my lease in this condo is up, and I'm not signing any more leases. So it's a weird feeling. Here's the thing. It's a weird feeling that you're not gonna have like an address in the U.S. anymore. It's just a weird feeling. Be like, man, I don't have an actual address in the U.S. anymore. I'm gonna have like a P.O. box, to be able to grab mail and stuff like that, or to get mail. But yeah, so I don't know. I can't wait to move though. We'll see how this adventure goes. But for right now, this is literally the state of life right now. Well, that's it. This is the last time I'll be here in this condo, in this city, in this country. Who knows what kind of adventures will happen, but definitely looking forward to new beginnings. So you'll just have to stay tuned and find out what happens. But we did not blindly move here. So just want to make sure that I clear that up right away. Is none of this was blind. Everything was planned, meticulously planned for us. Also, a lot of prayer went into it. A lot of nights of just, asking for guidance from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And, He gave us the way, He led us the way. And, that's how we got here, honestly, straight up. So as far as what we did or how I'm able to afford it, obviously I have a job. I didn't blindly come out here with no income. So my job, okay, is I work in the financial markets, all right? So I am an investor and a trader, right? So I invest in stocks and options and all different types of stuff. But I'm also just a day trader as well. The majority of the regular income, okay, that we get every month is from literally trading. So I've been doing that now for quite a while, over like 14 years. And then also we get paid dividends from our investments. So our stocks and ETFs and things of that nature that we invest in, you know, we get paid off of that too. So that's the second source of income. Third source of income is from digital products that I sell online based off of my, trading knowledge. So that is the third, type of income that I have. And then now, the fourth income that we're gonna have is from hopefully YouTube, I don't know what YouTube pays out. I have no idea what it's going to do. It could be enough to pay the water bill, which is about 500 pesos. It could be enough to pay the electric bill, which is, 9 to 10,000 pesos a month, depending on how much we use the air conditioning, So honestly, I don't know what YouTube income is going to be. So it could be whatever it is. But either way, we're just grateful to have that option. And thanks to you guys, we'll hopefully have that option. And again, I don't know how much to expect from YouTube, so I have no idea. But if we compare our water bill with it, or maybe our electric bill, that'd be pretty dope to be able to do that. Those are the four main types of income that we have now. So 4 different incomes, and I think it's important also to note that all of the money from everything that we sold, right? All of that money was basically reinvested, right? 95% of that money is essentially put back into the market, so that money could actually work for us. Essentially, that could be in our Roth IRA accounts for retirement, our regular, trading account, essentially our regular brokerage account, goes into our daughter's brokerage account because she has a brokerage account as well that we manage for her, and we invest money for her because by the time she's 18, we want her to already have a nice nest egg essentially built up for her, and so that's different avenues that we have for income. So luckily, everything that we gathered, all of the money that we gathered from selling everything went back into the markets, honestly. And so that kind of kicked off our savings and everything else, our investments, dividends, and retirement, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of different options that anybody that's living in America could have. It's just honestly dependent upon the income, how much time you have, and what you can essentially put towards the side. I know that living in America, obviously, like I said before, is super expensive. It costs a lot of money. A lot of people are just living paycheck to paycheck, to be honest, and they're struggling. So it's not cherry rainbows and picket fences over there. So it's one of the reasons why, again, we decided to move and to live here. And again, we didn't pick the most fanciest place to live at. Literally, we're living basically like in a middle class, condo unit. This isn't BGC, this isn't Rockwell, this isn't Makati or anything like that, or Ortigas. This isn't Ortigas over there, or let's say Eastwood, which is over there. I mean, this isn't any of those areas. We just picked a condo that, kind of fit within our budget that we allowed ourselves. And it provides everything that we need. And that's it. It's very simple. We're living below our means, and that's the main thing. Is very important to live below your means. And yeah, I could live in America. We could live in America just fine, but honestly, it's just kind of like, we want to do other things. But yeah, so to answer your question, that is what I do for a living. That's how I'm able to afford living out here, is financial markets. Trading financial markets, investing in financial assets, getting paid from digital products, and collecting dividends, based off our investments, and continuing every month, to put towards our retirement and everything like that. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I do for a living. Been doing it for a very, very long time, since 2011. So it's something I enjoy doing, and I'm really good at. So, for those of you watching in America and kind of like you're trying to figure out, okay, how can I get out there? How can I make money and stuff? You can make money, via a lot of different vehicles. Let's say if you don't want to learn how to do any trading or anything like that, you could just invest and collect dividends. There are certain assets of classes that you can invest in that pay you out every single month, from just investing in the dividends. Obviously you're gonna have to put some good amount of money in there, but honestly, if you could like what we did, sell everything and use that as a big bag to kind of like punch your way in to begin with, so you don't have to kind of wait the compounding effect, which typically takes 10, 15 years or whatever, selling everything essentially, especially if you have like a house or whatever, a condo, getting that money and investing it, obviously, kind of cuts the fat out a lot, and it helps you get here a lot faster. Now, I'm going to say this, before moving anywhere to here, to the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, wherever it is that you want to go to, please make sure that you plan it. Please make sure that you go out there and you visit the country, stay there for as long as possible. Stay there for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Go in different seasons so you can experience kind of like everything. Like do not blindly move over to just sell everything and move to a different country, because that is not what we did. Okay, everything was planned. It took time, and again, a lot of prayer for us, and just waiting for the right moment, waiting for God to say, okay, now is the time to do it. Goes a long way. So wherever that journey takes you, just please make sure that you're just doing all your research. Please make sure that you're visiting and going out, seeing, okay, where are the hospitals? Where am I going to stay? What's the best place to stay? What is it that I like? What is it that I don't like? There's a reason that we live where we live, right? Here's the thing that a lot of people, I don't think about in the comments, right, of the last video, is like, yeah, we could live in the province, we could live in kind of basically the suburbs, right? But what does that look like for us specifically? What are the hospitals in those areas? What are schools in the area? Because it's not just me and my wife, it's me, my wife, and my daughter. God gave us an amazing gift of a little baby girl that we need to take care of, and we need to protect, and we need to make sure that we provide everything that she needs. So we need to, obviously, that's a huge consideration into anything that we do, So as nice as it is to possibly move to like Laguna, Quezon City, or any other suburbs type of area, Providence, type, honestly, before we do any of that stuff and rent a house, let's say, or buy land to build a house, we need to see what's out there, what are the different places, what places have, private schools and hospitals and stuff like that. Because the further out that you go here into the provinces is just one simple example. The way the hospitals are here is a lot different, okay? So you're living in a city here, you have access to very good hospitals, very updated hospitals like St. Luke's and BGC or Quezon City, or Makati Medical Center, or even this one that's right here. That's where our daughter was born, right there in VRP. So these are things that matter to us because we have a child, and we want to make sure that if we need something, we're very close to everything. We've already built relationships with doctors and nurses and stuff like that. So it's not just as easy as, let's just go out to the provinces and stuff. For us, it's a lot more longer process to that. It's great to live in a big house, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house, and it's probably going to be, a lot cheaper. But again, we look at more than that for us and our family. And for us, it just makes sense to live here right now because we have everything we need right here. We have the best hospitals in the entire country. We have access to those hospitals. I've had surgery in one of those hospitals, so it's been it's been very beneficial for our family to stay here, and we love it here. Yes, it's probably the most expensive city to live in the Philippines, probably, but you know what? It's better. Like I was saying before in the other video, it's better that we live here and we're able to afford it. Yes, we could save money by going out to the provinces and stuff, which is great, and we may still do that, right? But for right now, we're more concentrated on, getting kind of the lay of the land, honestly, and we want to go visit different cities. It'd be cool to go see Clark City or Pampanga or Batangas or Lipa City or there's so many. Davao is another city I would want to go to. Iloilo is another city. So there's just so many different cities that we want to see, and first check out and see how it is. What are the facilities there? What are the malls there? What are the hospitals? All that stuff. Schools is very huge because our daughter's going to start school, pretty soon. So we have to take all of that into consideration. So if you're a foreigner coming here to move and it's just you, you might do better in the province. It might be cheaper for you. It might be an easier way for you to move out and stuff, which is great. If you're just a couple with no kids, you might do better in the province, and that's fine. That works for you, but for right now, Manila is, call it whatever, as expensive as it is for us, for me, it's not that expensive compared to the US. And having access to everything that we want. Everything that we want is here, So it may not be the case in the province. For right now, we love it here, and until, God calls us to go somewhere else or to buy something else, this is where we're going to be at. But do me a favor, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, guys. I want to know something. What are some cities for those Filipinos or even foreigners that live here? What are some different cities that have like updated infrastructure, like good hospitals, good private schools, stuff like that? That's not in Manila, right? Does Iloilo have good hospitals and good private schools and stuff? I'm not talking about like BGC private schools or anything like that. That's not what we're looking for. We're not talking about, obviously not every hospital is going to be like St. Luke's and everything like that. But we don't need it to be like 5-star or something. But just decent updated hospital that's not in Manila. Regardless, let me know in the comments, what are some different areas you know, that have updated infrastructure that we could go see. And possibly we may love it, you know, we may love it. And, you know, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for all the love, all the support. And if you have different ideas for things that you want to know, questions that could possibly I can make a video on, drop them in the comments. Let me hear from you guys, and we'll take a look and we'll see what we can make. All right? But until the next time, guys, until the next video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.